welcome back to the Happy Camper podcast. The Happy Camper podcast with
There it is.
Chris, Noah,
Yep.
and Willie. And we've had a lot of fun up to this point, and I think we're gonna have more
And it
fun.
ends here.
It's
No.
yeah.
Oh
it's
no!
over.
You see, right in front of us, there's some things that that I think I will enjoy, and I think you guys will enjoy as well.
I'm confident I will enjoy this.
I'm confident I'll enjoy at least one of these.
So this podcast is about some, naming things, and I'll explain that here in just a second. But these are two new creations for this coming summer in our snack shop, and a couple of milkshakes. I went down there this morning, and I'm like, I wonder what they're doing that's new. And our managers just happened to be down there, and I was like, hey, I got an idea. I would like ice cream.
I'd like to eat those.
And to be honest, we do this because we get free snacks.
Primarily.
Yep. And the secondary thing is the fact that we can show you what you could potentially take part in this coming summer. And so we've got two.
Or eat, even.
Or eat.
Right.
And so,
You can take part today here.
guys, I'm hosting this one,
Oh,
so
sorry.
stop. So two milkshakes, and actually one has a name and one does not have a name. But we're going to be looking to you to name that second one. We're
Unless
gonna
we
tell
don't
you
get any
what's
good
in it.
suggestions, and then we're just going to do it ourselves.
And then it'll be very, very generic name because that's what we do here. And I'll talk about that a little bit later as well. All right. So this is our first creation right here. And I looked at it this morning. I was like, oh, that actually sounds really good. Chris, there's some things in here that aren't Chris's favorite. But I will tell you what this one is. This is kind of like a pinkish color. And this is the Cheesecake Cookie Crunch. Ooh. See, that name right there just... it's not terribly
It sounds good to me.
creative, but it sounds good. Kind of tells what
I'm
it is.
just not a big cheesecake guy, and that's where this is coming from. I'm hoping in a milkshake it could be totally different, but I'm just not something I wouldn't choose.
I love like bits and pieces in
Morsels?
in some kind of ice cream. So
I do like that
this
too.
one has that too. So I'll tell you what's in it. This is strawberry cheesecake, which makes complete sense. Chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream as well. So there's two types of ice cream.
interesting.
Waffle cone pieces and caramel syrup. And again, the name of this one is Cheesecake Cookie Crunch.
Can I eat it now?
Yeah.
Let's savor this. Yeah, go ahead and eat it. It's got whipped cream on top too.
Wow, that is sweet.
Well, it's ice cream.
Yeah,
That's good.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
My problem is
I like the waffle.
I'm here
don't-
for that.
I don't want to eat this whole thing right now, but that's very good.
It's very strongly a strawberry shake.
Yes.
That's what I'm picking up.
Yep.
Uh,
I like the waffle cone
I hear
crunch.
the crunchy.
I do too. I like
I
the
like-
waffle.
I definitely like the waffle crunch.
That's one of the
waffle
best things to
cone.
me that you can put in an ice cream. Don't want to stop
Mm.
eating that.
It's the best of both worlds.
Again, if you struggle with hearing crunching on microphones,
Too bad.
yeah,
Turn it
we're
up.
still doing it.
I'll be honest. I like it. It's
yeah.
good. It's
Yeah.
good.
Absolutely.
It's
Well,
not.
there you go.
Yeah, it's not something that I will order because I just like other things so much more. But I do like it. It is good.
You know what? I would probably order that. I usually kind of lean towards a certain thing, but I would actually on a Friday during the summer, I would
Why
be
Friday?
sitting in my that's just normally when I
It's been a long
get
week.
ice cream.
Sitting in his
If
office,
I get ice cream. Yeah.
staring out the window.
Playing video games.
I just
I'll be like, did you spill?
drip that on my leg.
It's okay. You can save
pretty
it,
good.
Save it for later. Oh, so anyway, that is good. All right.
My word. Yeah.
All
that
right.
is
So
very-
we're like,
I can't drink all
Chowing
that
on
though
that.
and drink all this.
I
That's
know
the problem.
I
I
can't.
mean, I could, and I might, but I shouldn't. Let's put it that way.
should,
Nope. We'll break out in fat.
but shouldn't.
All right,
I
so 1 to 10. What do you think?
I go 7.
Okay.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. Like Chris said, I'm almost always going to go for something that's chocolate. That's just kind of my go-to. But I also like every once in a while getting something that's just a little bit different, and nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I'm going to give that like a solid 8.5
Yeah, I'm going 8.5.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
I'm going there
for
That's
sure.
good. All right, so that's
I
the
ate this
first
other
one.
one.
That one has the name. All right, Chris is still eating. We got to transition into the next shake. We probably should have
I'm ready.
split this up so we could have done this twice, and then had shakes
Yeah.
2 different days.
We can
because-
figure something out.
yeah,
Or
we'll get maybe
try
cool-
everything on the menu.
Well, and
do
cool, well, I think that's good. And Cool Beans probably has some stuff too that we can try.
Yeah,
out.
they probably do.
That's what I'm talking
We'll
about.
have to do that. All right, this next one. This is the unnamed shake, and so this is the one we need your help with naming this. Chris, you're already eating it, and what it has in it is salted. So I'm hosting this salted caramel ice cream,
Doing a great job.
vanilla ice cream, coffee, which actually I could guess actually coffee, probably the decaf crystals in here, and chocolate sauce and chocolate pieces, bits, morsel. So that's and I mean these and the chocolate pieces are large. So
I'm gonna get my spoon here.
yep. See, this is the type of thing I would normally see and order right off the bat. Sniff
That's a
test.
sniffling. It's good.
I like it.
I'll be honest. I was coming into this thinking I would really like this and just kind of meh over this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm kind of meh on this. And this is almost about the same.
This has a definite coffee flavor.
Yeah.
So if you're like a coffee,
yes.
person-
Yes, for sure.
you're
Yeah.
gonna love this right here. I mean,
So there's like a sweeter mocha freeze. Richer, much richer.
Yeah,
with
quite a bit.
bits and pieces on the top. Listen,
Because I love a nice mocha freeze. This is quite a bit stronger than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
stronger coffee.
Just more of everything.
Strong. Yeah.
More sugar, more. It just, yeah.
My wife is calling. She probably knows I'm eating ice cream. So, but I'm gonna have to call her back a little bit later.
We're on
I
the air.
will.
Your
Doing serious
blood
things.
sugar spiked, and now it's
You
just
can tell
getting
it.
an alert.
In fact, are we naming this? Are we throwing out? Or are we just throwing?
You are more than welcome to throw out a couple of ideas, but I want to hear what the
Yeah.
our population has
Heart
to
attack
say.
comes to mind.
Yeah,
Caffeine, sugar.
this will get you through your day.
This will wake you up. I believe.
Coffee surge.
Yeah, there's a lot of just oomph to that one.
Yeah.
There
There are going to be some people out there that really,
for sure.
really like that.
For
one.
sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this one's more of a
I definitely agree with Chris
strawberry.
in
cheese.
that I think the strawberry one is coming out on top as far as like a comparison here.
I agree, just because I think the novelty of it. I love the crumbles. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a couple more in there.
Yeah, the waffle pieces really make it good.
Yeah. So I just dumped 8 pounds.
It's
of
just it's a
waffle
little bit
pieces.
lighter. The strawberry
Yeah.
is just a little bit
Yeah.
less intrusive, maybe,
Yep.
but it's good.
Yep. Yeah. Well.
Okay, that was fun.
Yeah, that was good. So.
Now I can do this for the rest of the podcast,
So.
and you can talk since you're hosting. Remember?
Oh yeah, I'll need help.
I'm going
on
back
this.
to my strawberry.
All right, so we need your help. Give us some ideas on what to name that one. And if you have a better name for this one,
Cheesecake cookie crunch.
yeah, I mean, potentially. I mean,
Well,
sounds extremely creative.
No, yeah, the coffee again. That one salted caramel, vanilla, coffee, chocolate sauce, chocolate pieces. Very sweet, very
Yeah.
chocolatey, very good. But
I think this strawberry is just right though.
I agree. I
Smooth.
actually,
Yeah.
I really, really, really like and I'm a little bit kind of shocked that I like this one a little bit more than this. This one's good, but I like this one more than that one. Because I always go with coffee type of stuff. Not that I'll probably do that sometimes, but well, continuing on with naming things.
Okay.
It's kind of the topic.
you can name your dog.
Of the day.
Your dog?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
you can rename my dog if you'd like. I probably won't go with it, but you can call it that, whatever and it probably won't come.
Dude, you should tell the story about your dog.
Okay, that's probably not a bad idea. I have told the story
Yeah,
quite
but
a bit.
not on here, right?
Not on the podcast.
No,
No,
you should say it.
We
Like
have
your homeward bound.
Yeah.
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 it's kind of a fascinating story. She's actually writing a book right now.
Is she
Our dog
really?
is, yeah. And so, what happened a number of years ago? My wife went on a hike. My wife likes to hike, and she went on a hike here at camp, and we had days of rain.
It was a Friday of senior trips. It was like, was it our
Yep.
last? It was our last senior
I
trip,
think it might
wasn't
have
it?
been the last senior trip. Yeah, and we had a lot of rain. So she wanted to go down and see the water at the waterfalls because there was a lot of water going over the waterfalls. And she's on her way down to Second Falls with our two dogs. The one dog was like, I don't know, somewhere around 800 years old.
In dog
so
years.
In regular years.
Oh.
So it was like, what is that?
She's been passed down for
54,000.
many generations.
She was really old and great dog, but she didn't move as fast as our puppy.
This has nothing to do with naming things, by the way. This is just
No.
came to me, and I thought
Yeah.
you should say it because you
No.
talked about it.
Yeah. So our other dog, which is puppy, ran down to Second Falls.
But
and-
not like not a little puppy, like a
right.
Yeah, right. full grown or
six,
just
seven
about
months,
right.
full-grown
probably.
puppy.
Yeah. She was.
A lab.
She was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
No,
golden retriever.
retriever.
Golden retriever.
And she chased. So they were going down the steps to Second Falls, and she chased a deer into Second Falls. And I guess the deer jumped in, and our dog jumped in, and
I'd have done the same thing.
yeah, I believe that. Especially if you had just anyway shot that deer and you were chasing it. But anyway, by the time my wife got down there, there was no Tess was no longer to be seen, and there's no way. I mean, so what happened was she jumped into the bottom of Second Falls, and the way the rocks are at the bottom, there's no way you can just climb out. And she went over Third Falls, and we assumed that she was
Well, and we didn't see her,
doggy heaven.
or Sarah didn't see her fly over the falls, right?
No.
Because by the time she got
No.
down there, but like
Yeah.
the
There's no-
water was so, like it was raging
Mhm.
to where there's like no other explanation that makes any sense. So
Right.
we thought, well, and we'll
Yeah.
talk us through that afternoon.
Well, did you go down there? Yeah.
Yeah.
So she called me in tears, and I went down. Chris went with us, and we're looking for, to be honest, a carcass, and never found her. And we thought that was done. And I remember one of the guys, Dan Brooks, telling me later that day, he goes, Willie, stranger things have happened. Dogs survive, stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And
Yeah, we looked all the way down to the bottom of Fourth Falls
we went all the way down to
to
Jocassee.
Jocassee,
is the lake at
that,
the end.
Yeah, that it all flows into, and we didn't see anything.
Never found her. And that was fun. And so we kind of got over that. Well, 3.5 weeks later, now we're in our summer camp.
First week of summer camp.
Yep. And I had just got done with orientation,
Yeah, it was
going
Monday
out
night.
to run
Yep.
big ball. And I looked at somebody, I don't remember who it was, said, hey, I need you to run big ball, because somebody just called me. Andrew Stoner called me and said, hey, I think I have your dog. And other people had said that too over the previous 3 weeks. And I was like, it's probably not the case. Anyway, I got in the car, ran home, and there she was. She had walked home. She had lost about 18 pounds, had a big bed sore, but she had survived it somehow. I wish dogs could talk.
Yeah, so presumably she went over the falls, and
Hunkered
the
down.
bottom of Third Falls is rock, by the way.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's not like there's a pool down there.
Yeah.
And then just toughed it out for a few weeks, and then sniffed her way home, and came walking home 3.5 weeks later.
And there were still lots of thunderstorms those next couple weeks.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
she still struggles with thunderstorms. She gets really worked up. right now.
PTSD a little
Yeah,
bit
she
there.
does have
Wow.
it. So
but crazy either way.
the
And-
next day, my wife went to the library and got Homeward Bound, and the kids watched it.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Our
And everybody
little-
had a good cry.
Oh, they were overjoyed. It was pretty amazing.
That is amazing.
So-
It is crazy. And I do remember, I have distinct memories of Dan going, you just never know. Dogs can, and we're all kind of like,
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, okay, Dan, like
She's gone.
maybe, but like, that's pretty, you never know. I'm like,
And-
sure enough.
Dan
pretty
never
crazy.
Dan never says, and he's not that type of guy, but
Yeah.
he never said, told you so.
Yeah.
I would have said, told you so. You should have listened to me. Should have gone down and looked, but I didn't. So anyway, yeah, that was a good story. Yeah, all because we named her Tess.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did we get on this?
No, I
You
just said,
just
are you
asked if
getting
we
a new
can
dog that
rename
we're
the
going to
dog.
name?
Oh,
And then that reminded me of Tess, and then that reminded
one
me of
thing
the story.
led to another.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Digression.
Cool story.
So anyway, cool story. So, all right, naming things. We have kind of mocked around here the fact that we have been pretty ingenious in our naming of things around camp.
In fact, you heard in that story the names of our waterfalls.
First Falls, Second Falls, Third falls.
And wait.
Fourth falls.
Yep, fourth falls.
Yep. But shoals.
Yeah, what does that mean? What is a shoal?
It's like a cascading.
Yeah.
It's actually
Oh,
what
a
it is.
But it's still
road.
just
Yeah.
saying what it is, not
Yeah.
like we have Hot Dog Falls or Hot Dog Rock. That is not actually a hot dog.
No, it's not
So
a hot
there's
dog,
that.
and I don't even know why. Yeah. So
So there's
Call
that.
it moving water falls.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking, if we ever, we're not going to, but if we ever renamed things around here, even some of our other items, dining hall,
Well, yeah.
giant swing. We call it a giant swing because it's a giant swing. The fireplace room.
We call that because it's got a.
Fireplace.
Moose.
Yeah, there's that. So anyway, I was thinking, okay, what would you guys, if you could rename, different things at camp, and I'll throw out some ideas, but if you have something else you want to rename, that's fine. What would you rename? Like let's just start off with Fourth Falls. What if you had an idea?
So instead of like just saying what it is, if we were like at a theme park and we were going to make it like an exciting kind of,
Yeah.
that's kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah. What would you?
Because what are some of the names of those things? Like,
Rainbow Falls and Looking Glass.
Or
but like at
an amusement park.
Yeah, it's like, it's not called Big Roller Coaster.
Yeah, if you were trying
It's
to
called
sell
like,
Fourth Falls,
big roller.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
Not
what it
bad.
is.
they haven't come to us and was like, "Hey, can you name this tall,
Big
tall,
one.
tall,
Big metal.
first
thing.
roller coaster.
All right, we're gonna
First
go.
one, you have. Second one. Number 2.
We're gonna go ride the tall coaster. It's just not as
Sure.
menacing. So if you were gonna,
Menacing. Oh, and what's the real name or the other name of it?
Of what?
Fourth Falls. You know what I'm talking- is it Great
yeah,
Falls?
Great Falls,
Great Falls.
which is
Which is still not super like
because that's the Great
exciting.
Falls.
Great Big Falls.
Yeah. So I think I think Bushnell Falls is First Falls.
Oh,
It's
really?
named after him.
Like pair of binoculars.
No,
That's what I think
Moonshiner.
of.
That was there. Before
right.
we owned it. So if you're gonna rename, and you're like trying to market it like a theme park.
Well, Fourth Falls, for those of you who have not done Fourth Falls or have never been to the wilds, Fourth Falls is a really big, awesome waterfall. Okay, it's about 125 feet tall. There's a big pool at the bottom where you can swim. And like when we've gotten some rain, like probably right now, it looks probably really good. Be my guess. Like there's a lot of water coming over. Now, if it's middle of summer and it hasn't rained in a month, there can be a lot less water coming over, but it's still really impressive rock wall. So it's a big, and the hike to and from is kind of legendary, at least around here.
And that could be part of the name.
Yeah.
You can take into account. And some of you are already thinking, "Oh, I know what I would name it."
Yeah.
Throw it in the
Throw in the mixer,
comments.
see what happens. So like the hike down and back is only about 2 miles, but it is a
Seems like it's
straight up coming up.
200.
Out of
Climbs.
there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a climb. So if I were gonna like,
Yeah, if you
um,
I've heard campers, and again, campers. Let me throw this out there too. Campers are actually come up with better names sometimes than we do. I know
for
they've
sure.
named some of our stuff around here. I remember when we were doing our our ropes course, and we used to have it in a valley. It was called Venture Valley.
well,
So
at least there
there's-
was at least
at
there was
least
the
it had
venture.
venture.
At least it wasn't just Ropes Course Valley.
Well,
you know?
yeah. Well, we took it out of the valley and we were going to put it up on top of the hill, and we could not come up with a name. We are like, what are we going to call this? So as creative as Venture Valley, what are we going to call it? And some camper came
Venture
up.
Mountain.
Well, that was thrown
Yeah.
out there. But some camper came up and said, and to the windows, and we were all standing there trying to think of a name. And this kid's like, "Where is that? You guys were talking about that rope. Where is that summit thing?" We're like, "Oh, that's it." So some camper named an activity here at the Wilds, and he has no idea that he named it.
Until now, because I'm sure he's an avid listener.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
Shout
sure.
out, you guys.
Yeah, if you were that
person.
kid, let us know. I think he was in 7th grade in 1998.
So presumably,
So
yeah.
So that guy.
presumably a man by now.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think so. And that's kind of how Cool Beans was named as well. We were all sitting in the
Oh,
program
really?
office, and Rand Hummel was there, and he's like, "I'm gonna name it Cool Beans." And we're like, "That's a good name. That's a good name." So
Rand just thought of a name and said
he
it.
just threw it out there.
guys
Well,
said
because
cool.
he always says Cool Beans.
Oh, okay.
So and he was kind
Well,
of
there you go.
joking, and they were like, "That's actually a great
That
name."
works.
So that's how we named it. So anyway,
Fourth
Gave you
Falls.
a little bit. Fourth Falls.
I'm thinking of it in the terms of like what I hear campers say about it, not like just what it is. I'm going, and so for me, the things that are coming to mind are things like how insanely difficult this is, and I will never do it again. Things like that, like
Regret.
yeah, yes, like
Regret Falls.
Dream Crusher, like something like that. But I know that's not what we would
Never going here again.
Yeah.
Falls. So,
Yeah.
although it's definitely worth it, and the hike's really worth it if you like to hike.
Well, I was going
So-
to say, you can even call it. See,
I've heard it
think
called Death Falls, Death Hike.
people have say it's worth it. It's worth it. You should go see it.
Yeah,
Worth
we
it
say that
falls.
all the time,
Yeah,
and then we send the other guys to take the campers.
right. It's
And
worth
then-
it.
So-
Have fun.
And then the one camper, well, not the one. There's been plenty of campers that I'm thinking of one in particular that had knee surgery that we carried out in a basket. And
Yeah.
I was thinking, you're going to regret this. But
Yeah.
and I think he was feeling kind of bad too. I felt bad for him, but he couldn't get up out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's tough. A lot of people though who have thought I will never get up out of here have. Most of them have.
And they've
Some of the
act-
rest are still at the bottom.
yeah. There's 2 or 3 down there, but they're actually they get back and they're like, I don't regret that. It was hard.
But I will never do it again. A lot of
Yeah,
them.
but let's
a
go.
lot of them.
So
yes.
so don't regret falls. There's a name.
Well,
No
I
regret.
have an
No
idea.
regrets?
No regrets? Yeah.
No regret falls.
Here's another idea. Okay. And this is also paying tribute to the fact that it's also called Fourth Falls. And I'm just making one slight change. Call it Fours Falls because you climb out on all fours. So climbing out, got to use your hands.
Takes
all
a little
Fours
explanation.
Falls, but Fours Falls.
Okay.
It's good.
I see where you're going.
I saw where you were going.
I know where you went, actually.
And you explained it, and it made,
It made sense.
And it
made sense.
And it even had like a touch of cleverness to it. I just don't think most campers would get it.
all fours falls.
All fours falls? Oh, yeah.
That's better.
That makes a little more sense.
I thought that's what I said. All fours falls.
I think you just said fours falls.
You did.
Well,
and
fours
that's what-
falls, and then I said,
Yeah, yeah.
We-
climbing all fours, all fours falls.
So
Fours falls.
either way,
But I like it. I like all
yeah,
fours falls
creative.
better than fours
It's a
falls.
nod.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's a nod to the fourth.
All fours falls.
I also
Okay.
like regret.
Yeah, not regret falls because
Definitely.
they don't regret it.
Let's call it not
When
regret
they-
falls.
When they get
No
That's
regret.
proper English.
No regrets.
We know how to
falls.
speak falls. We know good English falls.
I'm hosting this.
I'm hosting this falls.
Okay, so all right, so fourth falls got a couple of options out there. If you got some names, we'd love to hear those as well. Yeah, first falls, second falls, third falls.
I mean,
Any clever names you can
no. The thing that comes to mind with first is just something about JBC,
yeah
but I don't know what to do without like
yeah.
Well, there's
poking fun.
All right.
the vortex of doom at First
Oh
Falls
yeah,
that
yeah.
the kids
Vortex
love.
of Doom
Although
falls.
the vortex,
Vortex
is-
falls.
See,
Yeah,
that would
vortex.
sell.
Yeah, vortex
That-
falls.
Vortex of Doom falls.
Well, the only thing is that the vortex of doom is slowly filling up with debris. And
There's some people who
little
don't know what
tiny
the
rocks.
There's
vortex
less
of
and less
doom.
doom
There's
Yeah.
less
in
doom
the vortex.
Well,
The giant crawdad that
To
lives
be
inside
clear.
it. So the legend says. Crawdad falls. There you go.
yeah, large crawdad falls. So, well, it's a big one that lives in the hole. All right, so do you want to briefly tell the listeners what the vortex of doom is? It's not really vortex. It's not really of doom.
Well, the vortex of doom is it's basically just a hole, and it's like just a smooth hole. It actually seems like it was man-made, like it was
It does.
drilled down into the rock. And we're talking it's only big enough that a grown man could probably stand waist high, and it used to be deeper, but it's filled in with rocks. And what the counselors would do is say, "All right, guys, we're going to go inside the vortex of doom. You know, if I don't come out in 90 seconds, send someone after me. I'm going to go face the giant crawdad that lives in there."
You can't see because there's rushing water over it. It's not like you
Right.
can see to the bottom
You
of
just
it.
know there's a hole
Yeah.
there because people
Yeah.
are standing.
Yep.
So the waterfall is actually falling behind it and then rushing over it, but you can scoot up next to it, put your feet in, and then drop down inside it. There's like absolutely zero risk of getting stuck or getting like held down like by anything. It is just a perfectly smooth and It's amazing, but
It is fun.
you can bend your knees and squat down inside it to where the water covers
To where
your
it looks
head.
like it's deeper and you're stuck
Right.
down in it, and that's
Right.
what we try and joke around with the campers.
Counselors stick their hand up out of it, like,
Yeah.
oh no, have someone help me.
If you jump in and you hold the rocks on both sides, you can hold yourself under there, and you can hold yourself under there as long as you can breathe.
That's actually the hard part.
hold
As
Is
long as you can hold your breath.
Hold your breath.
the hard part is actually staying under the water because it's
Right.
trying to
'Cause
push
it's
you
pushing
out.
back up.
Yeah.
And then the campers are like, "Oh, he stayed under for 30 seconds," and so it's
When's the last time
Kinda
you
fun.
held yourself in the vortex of doom?
1999.
I'm just curious. It's been a while.
Probably
Yeah, well, I have
2010 for me.
Well, it's been a long
I have
time.
an issue. I remember doing it a lot. It was a lot of fun when I did it, but I don't like cold water, so
Yeah,
chances
it's cold.
are
Cold
I'll never
waterfalls.
experience that again.
Genius.
Vortex Falls.
So anyway, yeah,
Not
see
bad.
that would at a theme park that would sell. Vortex of Doom Falls. People go there just to see what it is.
It's just too
There's
long.
people that are like, I'm going to go to First Falls just to see the Vortex of Doom. Right? You agree?
Sure. Yeah.
So, all right.
He's hosting.
All right. Okay. Here's yeah. I know.
Whatever you say.
So here's
a
another
man.
one that's very creative. The giant swing.
The giant swing.
The giant swing.
There you
I'm
go.
sorry, it was not on.
Yeah, it's a big swing.
I think you're onto something.
I think I am too.
We could call it Big
Wait,
Swing.
wait, 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 wait.
Do you guys?
swing.
You feel that? You feel that?
The swing set of doom.
Except there's no Doom.
No. Lunch launcher.
Yeah, I was thinking about something with throwing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cookie tosser.
I've never been thrown up on. Have you been thrown up on?
I have.
On from there?
Yep.
Oh, it hit you
Didn't hit me. So
when you were going on, or when you
they were. I was standing off to the side, and
Yeah.
it splattered.
Yes.
And we used to actually keep a bucket in the two. No,
Hold on. Here, I got it right here, right here.
you don't want to miss. But no, that was to get water out of the creek to wash it off of the concrete.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
yeah,
I
it's
was like, why? I was so confused.
So, and I've had to use that one time.
Yeah.
So,
Red Kool-Aid
yeah,
comes to mind.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Drop zone, but that's already taken.
yeah.
Not here.
Is that
But-
Carowinds?
It's
Or
probably
Six
it's
Flags?
probably like all of them. I
Yeah.
don't even know.
Everybody has a drop zone, so we could have a drop zone.
Giant Swing is actually not, in my mind, our least creative name, even though it's not terribly creative.
I mean, it didn't take a lot of effort to
It
be like,
didn't.
hey, we're going to put this thing up.
didn't.
What do you want to call it? Giant swing.
But
Okay.
at least when people go, what is that thing? That they kind of at least have an idea of what's going
Right.
on.
Right.
Like waterfalls, or like if anything, it can be any name and then falls, and they know it's a waterfall.
Yeah.
So
Right.
like 1, 2, 3, 4 don't really matter.
Yeah.
They just number them.
Well, let me throw out a different twist to it, and we can do this for. So, what if we renamed them for each theme? So this summer there's a medieval theme. Giant swing with a medieval twist.
Giant,
Fourth Falls with a medieval twist.
Giant Swingeth.
See,
There you
that's
go.
way, everything
better.
we just add eth
Way better.
to
Yep.
fourth, already there. Fallseth, zippeth.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, that's fine. Doesn't come-
Yeah,
Right.
I was not
Well,
expecting that.
Hatfield McCoy theme.
You could call. Oh well, I was gonna say Third Falls. You could call it something like Perilous Falls, because it's back in the day before we actually had something that you could go and see it, whether that's the zip or the deck or whatever.
Yeah.
Deck that's not there.
It was like the Forbidden Falls.
Yeah.
Like Third
Yes.
Falls, no one could
Yes.
see it. No one could go there. No one was allowed to hike there
And campers asked about it all the time.
Right,
Third
right.
Falls, like, no.
because it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, you
Well,
try to get there, you'll
yeah,
die.
and there's nowhere to swim at the bottom, and there's not a good trail.
Well,
to
it's
it,
just
but,
not
yeah.
safe.
Yeah, Perilous Falls.
Perilous
Sounds good.
Falls. Perilous Falls or Forbidden Falls. That's Forbidden Falls. That's actually that would sell.
Forbidden Falls has a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Forbidden. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So,
Um,
you can throw you got the Hatfield McCoy theme. You got the pirate theme. There's a pirate name for these. There's, we love that
Dead
song.
Man Falls. Dead Man's Falls.
Is that the
yeah.
giant swing, or is that the? It could
Well,
be either one.
It could be Fourth Falls. It could be
Walk
The
the plank
swing.
trolley. That's good, right? I like that one. So yeah. So anyway, there's a couple other ideas there. So
Or, well, it's something to do with like a sail. What do they call it?
could be.
What are you talking about? The giant swing?
Yeah, like, is there like a name for like the sails or like the beam that goes?
I'm sure there is.
Mast.
The mast.
Yeah, the mast.
We have
So,
the
like,
crow's nest in the middle of the ball field already, though.
Yeah,
Which is not a crow's nest. It's only a crow's nest for one theme. We still call it
Right,
a crow's nest.
but it looks awesome in that one theme. I think
it looks
the mast drop.
It looks amazing.
Got that big mast. out in the
Honestly,
middle of the ball
that
field.
and the Diner
Doesn't make
Days are my favorite. The Diner Days was sweet
Wait
too.
till
The
this
sign.
summer. Wait till you see what we put up on that.
I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right.
Diner Days, the sign was awesome,
Mm-hmm.
and the mast for the ship looks awesome. But
The Diner Days sign was really cool week one
Yes.
until that one section of lights went out.
yeah, but it's still pretty
It
cool.
was too hard to get back to fix. So this summer is going to be cool though.
What are
I
you
hope
doing?
so,
Not telling
Can't
you.
tell you.
Tell me.
Not telling
Okay.
dude. So by the way, this is another digression. This has nothing to do with naming.
Yeah, it's
things.
okay, but this is
Well,
you know,
it
we might
actually
need
does have to do
digress.
with naming things a little bit. So I think we straight up talked, but we were maybe talking like 5-year-olds about next summer.
Yeah, yes.
So
Yep.
we threw out that next summer's a new theme, but we did not talk about it really at all. We just kind of said here it's, and I
Well,
think
we're
we were
kinda just-
talking like 5-year-olds, if I'm not mistaken.
we're getting it out in bits, pieces, and morsels.
Clues.
Bits, pieces. So next summer 2026 for Teen Camp will be a brand new theme.
Yes.
It's Who Done It.
Is
at the
that the
Wilds.
actual
That is the
theme
name.
name?
Who Done It? Who Done It is the name. Now, who done what?
We don't.
We don't know yet.
But we're
but
coming
who
up with
done
it.
will be the thing.
Yeah. They did something, and
And we're
gonna
gonna
figure
find out who did it.
But we got to figure out what
So-
it is before
And
we
then
can figure out who
and
did
then
the
we
doing.
gotta write it into orientation, fun time, final scoring,
Well,
and all
and
that
that'd be
stuff.
fun with if these
Who done
if
what?
the campers know they can come up and give us some ideas this summer because we got a lot of work to do.
We got a
before
lot of
next
work to
summer.
do, but
Lot
that's
of
all
work.
right.
Yeah,
But
it's
I'm
gonna
excited.
be fun.
I think it will be fun.
I am too.
I think it'll be
Yeah.
a good time.
Who done it? Do you
I
want to
don't
give the names, the team names?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I
We
think
can do
it'd be a good.
that.
And you're gonna have to do that because I don't remember them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I if I remember them.
The
Again,
characters are awesome.
the characters are. We went back and forth. The artist. I'll be honest with you. What came back was nothing, and I mean nothing like what I was anticipating it would look like.
which is good.
I would, but they created each into an animal. So the red team is are like a hound dog, but detective kind of thing. So it's a bloodhound bureau. The blue team is a little raccoon, so he's got the like kind of like the masculine thing. So they're the private eyes, EYES eyes.
Private eyes.
Clever.
And then
See how clever we are?
That's how you spell eyes.
If we'd have put
that's how you
that,
spell eyes.
if we'd have put that
EYES.
effort into naming
Well,
things,
not the private eye investigators.
Yeah, I know.
That's for Noah. He doesn't know how to spell. And then the green team is they're alligators, so they're the investigators. So they are the
Get
investigators.
it?
Gator.
Gator.
So that is just a little.
Clever.
You're gonna be like, and now what's gonna happen is they're gonna have 3 names that I wish I'd thought of in the comments instantly. And I'll be like, stink. It's too late to change it.
Because we already had the brochures done.
It's on a billion t-shirts right now.
No t-shirts, just brilliant brochures.
Yes, not changing it. So
But
you
that's-
probably could think of better names, but that's what they are.
2026,
2026.
next summer.
Yeah.
And
Who done what?
well,
we don't know.
the fun time. I mean, sky's the limit on this one.
Oh, yeah.
And we're talking
I'm excited though. That'll be fun.
like a Clue type of theme, and
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna be dressed up in trench coats all summer. We are. You're in JBC, so
so
I don't know what to do with
see
that.
you don't get to dress in trench coats. You get.
Oh man.
To be honest, I've always been a little jealous of Noah.
Of the camo pants.
Yeah, I mean just the whole theme. I just love that theme. I mean every theme they do because it's all military based. And
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just been a little bit jealous. We do.
Bummer for
we
you.
do hillbillies. Just
That's
not as-
fun.
It's not as cool to dress up. But anyway,
Oh.
wanted him to know that. But anyway, so there's some thoughts, and we can continue to think about what would we do if we were going to rename some of these things.
Yeah.
But,
Be interested
know
to
what?
see what games we come up with as far as
for
thematic.
next summer.
Well, for the new thematic
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
But we'll have a brain burning that will
Yeah.
go towards
Oh.
that. So
Maybe an extended brain burning. We're gonna have to do something. So anyway, Well, there we go. There's some thoughts
was fun.
all about naming things. If you got some more ideas about, maybe you could name this at the Wilds then just let us know what it is. Put it in the comments. So
Name what? Oh, just
name
anything?
something at the Wilds.
anything.
Something
Okay.
different. This. So anyway,
This is now this.
Little snack shop.
guys, I'm hosting. So, all right, we'll see you next time on the Happy Camper.